Uh, this is not my first entry, but this is what I consider my free time as far as vintage. The real purpose in life is to help, not hurt. What I mean when I say it is, I mean to help somebody else get greater regardless of your own personal situation. It's how it is that makes you a greater person as you being an individual. And taking some of those keys and those likes that you give to somebody else, that you utilize those as well. That you utilize what it is you give off as well. And it turns to getting greater. I've ever been a God-fearing man, and I've walked through a lot of different types of what people can consider awful situations and bad times, as they would consider it in our reality. But the realest factor is you're supposed to be able to help someone else be able to walk through their fears and pains, even if you don't have anybody to walk with. The reason I'm making these entries is because there's any given time or any given moment to where it is there will be time that will be taken away from you to where it is you'll be either looking up at old situations or looking down to see the greatness in them. The real purpose and concerns of God's will is that you feed out the proper information, so therefore they're able to walk greater regardless of what it is your walk was. That's the real purpose. If you're not able to leave some type of enlightening factor for people to at least try to attempt to walk through, regardless of what anybody's situation is, then I really don't know what the real purpose is. As far as real growth, I've learned to share information. I believe in it belligerently, because me taking the information and not sharing it with somebody for them to be able to utilize or dissect it in the order to where it may work more greater for them than versus myself, I don't feel right as a person. My own personal thing, as well as before it is I even get up and really want to look at my phone, first and foremost, I thank God, because he could have found somebody could have found something else fit for me to leave, or God probably really wanted me right then. So now on my own personal walk in life, I like to share information. I can't tell you about anything that I really haven't walked through unless I've actually had to walk through it. See, staying in it and being in it is another thing, but being able to walk through it is another page and another format, and people's way of life as far as thinking. I'd rather get great with people that are getting greater. And I've been blessed to be around like a lot of groups of different types of great people. A lot of them are Facebook friends, some not, some are, and the whole ensemble. But the blessing in itself is to be able to walk through it. That's the real factor. What's going on, love and blessings, my boy? Man, enjoying the air as long as it's still my usual. I already know how it go, baby. I'm on everything. So as long as you're able to do that one thing as far as your own personal walk in life, I think that'll help the world a great deal. Just being able to share something to help somebody else get greater. the reason I decided to even start making these entries because we all have seen so much to where there's some information that's going on within every person in the entire free world to where it is you need to help somebody else. You don't even know how it is you help them, what order it is. But I'm going to keep on saying this, and I'm going to keep on adding on. As long as you're around people that add a value to your life with a love, a laughter, a joy, if it's mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, spiritually, I think you're around the right group. So therefore, as you get great, they'll see you get greater. And that's one of the greatest blessings I'll ever say that you'll ever be able to see for yourself. It's not just your kids, even somebody else's kids or somebody else's kids' kids. I've lived to be able to see grandbabies, not my biological, but just grandbabies though. And to me it's like a whole nother feel of life to where it is I know the biggest blessing for my OG and my old man them is to be able to be around my kids and my nieces, my nephews. So therefore those are my kids, the whole run. These are got to be the greatest blessings on earth to where it is you've learned so much from the first entry today. You can make another computer program of how to be greater for themselves and understand what it actually means. So with me saying that, I tell them the complete truth. There is no person in the entire free world that was created absolutely perfect, period, on either side. And the worst flaw within itself. I drink and I smoke cigarettes, and might drink a little weed every now and then. But I believe in giving those babies the right type of information as far as growth. Because if you don't have to, if you're not giving them something to grow on, then I really don't know what it is you're doing. It's very true that you want everybody to be their own personal type of individual, but as long as you're giving them the right information as far as future growth for themselves. I know I may be a little harsh when I say it, but I'll continuously say it. To my men, the only thing you can do is have babies and breastfeed. To my women, the only thing they can't do is have dick and balls. Now, the coldest factor is they made it to where it is there's a rebuttal that can be given to where it is, yes, I can have babies and breastfeed, and yes, I can have dick and balls, but it's not going to work exactly how it is God actually designed you as far as an individual. Once that one factor kicks into the real state of mind and the concerns of people, is where it is you'll be able to see a real future growth. Because after a while, again, you already know this, they already starting the clone that's there. They've created I'm not gonna call it an actual disease, but I want to say it's something like, and it concerns to this the COVID thing, to where it is you're not even to be able to interact with people because you'll turn around and end up with this thing in you. In Revelations, they had a whole group of things that transpired in it, Not going to say exactly, which I should, but I'm not. And the reason I'm not is because it's still the same thing, different format in concerns of hypocrisy, the whole ensemble, and how it is they're trying their best to take down the population in concerns of it's actually targeted toward black people. I don't like to be racial like that, but it's actually really targeted toward us as far as taking down the population, and on top of taking down the population to where it is they can gain some of their land back is how it is it's really considered to me as far as my reading goes. And now what I have to say, and especially as far as us just being who it is we are, it's more than just more than just important to strengthen one another in the concerns of us just being the culture that is we are. Because a lot of the information they received was from us all the way around the board. Uh, our our whole genetics are also being sold on different types of black marketing in the whole 9 yards. The reason I'm placing these small things to my phone because I know that I'll be another one of those targets, regardless of how it is I feel. You'll see these things for yourself. To be put in other nationalities, the whole 9 yards, Puerto Rican, Mexican. There's not a nationality that is actually exempt from this one thing they're going to continuously be doing. So with that, they're weaving out who has the strongest immune system and the concerns of what if they've created. They gave y'all a belligerent lie and the concerns of taking a vaccine shot and whatnot, just because. And on top of that, now to see how it is, people will scatter. My number one thing is, and the concerns, especially as far as black-owned businesses, period, and that is, I need you guys to stay fully conscious and fully thorough as far as what is allowed in the concerns of all these new establishments, because they're going to give off keys to where it is like, yeah, if you be around this person, you'll be able to get this, you'll be able to get that, X, Y, Z, and Z. These are things that's going to transpire. And they're going to send a snake in the midst of the field and try to give you something new to do. So now it's really all about being able to tell the real from the fake. So whenever it is you get an opportunity, the first thing I'm going to, off top, as far as me, well, I do it anyway, is tell my kids and anything around me or anyone around me. And that is, one, have a high faith and belief in the concerns of God, because you were not placed on this planet for decoration. You were not placed on this planet for decoration, regardless of what's going on. It's really all about how it is you're able to reach and teach each other the greater being as far as who it is you are and how it is you are and the whole ensemble. I tell my babies, now I have older babies now, and I say and tell them everything. If there's a question, as long as I know an answer, then I'll give it. If I don't know the answer, then we'll try to research that shit to the best of our ability. So therefore, no longer is a purpose to where it is I don't know. Now you and I both know, and let's walk in that one light that we just learned from. And it's more than just important, because I know my son comes with math problems that are absolutely spellbounding, literally. Again, when I did enough of dig trig and geometry and whatnot, it didn't dug a little deeper than that. So, I mean, but it is what it is. But for the future growth of every person, any person that I'm around, uh, as I pray that you will learn from me, I pray that I'm able to learn from you. That is my actual feeling on life's purpose. Us being able to learn from one another. My dude said, reach one, teach one, each one, the whole run. And as long as I'll say it again, as long as you're around people that want to add a value to your life with a laughter, a love, a joy, that want to give you a spirituality or mentally, spiritually, physically, financially. If you can be around any of those groups of people, then in all reality, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You're actually winning. So therefore, ain't no such thing as us being around each other to where we're making each other idiots. But love and blessings and God's grace surrounds we, not just me. This is one of my new and first entries. Love and blessings.